The 2026 is the year of Meta Andromeda and Meta Gem, and if you see running ads the old way, interest targeting, lookalike, splitting between testing and scaling campaign, most likely your ROAS is low. So in this video guys, I will show you exactly the creative strategy and the ad account structure that is working right now in 2026 with Andromeda that we are using across all our clients to generate the results that you see right now on the screen. And since we moved our approach, the old school testing and scaling, testing interest, lookalike, to a more Andromeda friendly strategy, we've seen an amazing increase in return on the ad spend. And most likely you want to see the same, so make sure to watch the video until the end because it will go deep inside the account structure, offer and creative strategy that you must use in 2026 if you want to scale with high return on the ad spend. Let me now jump on my screen so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. The first thing first, as usual, just show you guys some proof that this method works. Here in this account we spent 60k using this strategy and we got 220k back in revenue for a 3.62 return on the ad spend. Here we spent 37k, 120k, 25k back, 3.38 return on the ad spend. And here we spent 200k, 210k actually, and we got 831k back for a 3.95x return on the ad spend. And these results were achieved thanks to this strategy that I'm going to explain right now in the video. And right now with Meta Andromeda and Meta Gem, Meta basically works as a full funnel ads distribution system. So basically what you have to do, you need to understand that you cannot just use random ads, but you need to make sure that you're distributing the ads across different user awareness stages, across different stages of the funnel, testing different messages and audiences. So what are the three pillars that help us to generate the results you see above and match exactly what Meta Andromeda wants you to do? The first pillar is creative diversity. So creative, as you probably know, is the main thing when it comes to Andromeda because right now Meta Andromeda targets people specifically thanks to the creatives. And another thing that Meta Gem is doing is optimizing the creative sequences. That means that you cannot just have the same creative, just changing a few different details like the copy. You need to change the creative so it has a unique entity ID, and Meta treat this as a new creative, and these creatives are shown in a specific sequence thanks to Meta Gem. And so by doing this, you're leveraging the full system of Meta and maximizing the results that Meta can give you. But you can do this only if you follow this exact creative diversity system. So this is going to be an example of creative that you can use. The most important thing is that you're going to not just focus on video ads or just focus on image ads, but you focus on both. And then another thing that you want to do, you want to make sure that you're focusing on different formats. So for instance, you want to have street interviews for video ads, you want to have testimonial ads, you want to have split screen ads, you want to have client story, X reason why, founder ads, VSL, podcast ads, and new original formats. So all these ads, you need to have them and need to make sure that you're using different targets, different influencers, different content creators that match the audience that you want to target, making sure to calling out specific problems and leveraging different type of scripts to target people at different stages of the funnel: unaware audience, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. And then we have image ads. So for image ads, you can leverage concept like UGC photos, before and after, headliners, benefits, us versus them, AI visuals, meme, sticky notes, tweet, iPhone notes, side message ads, and a lot of different original visuals that you absolutely need to test. So something that I want to mention that is exactly working right now for us and is actually exploding is by testing new original format, whether they are video formats or whether they are image, new original visual. These things usually work when we create something outside from the ordinary, so outside from what other brands are doing. This usually works because people see new ads, they have a new concept, they have something new, and so they're most likely to stop the scroll and click on the ad. Now another thing very important is that Meta, of course, analyzes also your landing page, and so you need to make sure that the landing page and the offer match exactly what you're talking about in the ads. Of course, you want to have the maximum possible AOV, so you can test different type of offers like bundles, free gifts, giveaways, quantity discount, and subscription discount. But just make sure that your offer is actually working and is maximizing your AOV. And then finally, we have the ad account structure. Now, The ad account structure, I think, is one of the most important things, because a lot of people still make a lot of mistakes into this. So I see a lot of people still creating different type of campaigns, one for testing, one for scaling, and then cost cap, bid cap, and then they're testing they're testing an interest, and then they're testing a lookalike audience, and then they split into different ads, different creatives, and then it's basically gonna be a mess inside the ad account. And what you actually need to understand is that that's the old game. That's not how Meta Andromeda works right now. You want to have one thing, which is consolidate as many ads as possible inside one campaign, and ideally inside one single ad set. One campaign, one ad set, all possible creatives inside. We still run ads, one campaign, one ad set with 50 creatives inside. And this is exploding for our clients. What we notice is that with Meta Andromeda, the more creatives we add inside one single ad set, the better the performance will be, and the less roller coaster effect in terms of return on spend going up and down we have inside the ad account. So as simple as that, one CBO, one ad set, all creatives inside, broad targeting, no exclusion. Now, something you need to consider is that if you don't set the audience types, like engaged audience and existing customers within the ad account level, and you don't exclude anyone here, Meta doesn't know who is targeting, so you're probably going to target a lot of existing customers. If you do that properly, since Meta works as a full funnel distribution, Meta is most likely not going to spend all your budget or most of the budget into existing customers. For us, we're spending like 100k a month, 20k a month, 500k a month for different clients, and we don't see this is an actual issue. We see Meta spending on existing customers around between 3 to 10%, depends on each client, of course. And what you still can do, if you see that Meta is spending a lot of budget into existing audience, then you can exclude, but make sure that you're excluding only people who have made one purchase. And this is very important. Existing customers are people that have made one purchase. And when you set the audience at the ad account level, only include people who have made one purchase inside the existing customers, and do not include the existing customers inside the engaged audience. I see a lot of people making this mistake where they basically put their Klaviyo list inside, like all contacts, Klaviyo list, all contacts inside, or website visitors inside the engaged audience, but they don't exclude existing customers. And what is going to happen is that if you put this audience inside engaged audience, Meta now has the same people inside the engaged audience and the existing customers, because you didn't exclude the existing customers from the engaged audiences. And so there is going to be a mismatch. Of course, there is going to be a problem. That's why, and this is like, I think like if I go inside your other account right now, 99% you're making this mistake. Like I see this every time, guys, and I do like a lot of audits, different ad accounts every week. Guys, I see this everywhere. So this is very important, okay? Just check that. Anyways, going back to the strategy, this is the best account structure that is working so far for us, for our clients. And Meta Andromeda right now organize all the content into different buckets and then show the content in to different people based on different messages, based on different user awareness stages. And so this is where it's basically going to happen. You put all the creatives inside one single ad set, and Meta is going to reorganize them into like a funnel distribution for different user awareness stages and show the ads to the relevant people for the specific ads. And so whether you do different ad set or whether you do this, it's still going to happen the same thing. The only difference is that in this case, you're giving Meta more reason to make mistakes. And you don't want to do that, of course. You want to try to simplify everything, because the algorithm is already thinking about a lot of things like finding the perfect audience for you. The AI is working to analyze what your ads are putting out there, the creatives to find the best audience that match your creatives, because this is how targeting is done nowadays. So what you want to do, you want to simplify the way that the algorithms see your ads inside a different campaign and basically show ads to different people. At the same time, you also want to simplify the way that you manage your own ads, because you don't want to stay there turning different ads off, turning different ad sets, just looking at different CBOs. Sometimes the CBO keeps spending on ad sets that they don't generate anything, and then you might end up with one CBO and 50 different ad sets. It's going to be crazy to keep up. So what you want to do, one ad set, one campaign, one ad set, a lot of different creatives inside, and turn off the creatives. Something you need to consider is that since Meta now works as a full funnel distribution, the funnel is, guys, the funnel is like this. So you're gonna have a lot of people in the unaware and problem aware audience compared to the people that you're gonna have more like middle and down the funnel, solution aware, product aware. And so what you need to consider is that Meta is most likely going to spend more budget towards unaware or problem-aware creatives, where the messaging that you're using is very unaware and problem-aware. And so when you see the Meta is spending a lot of budget inside one single creative compared to the other creatives inside the ad set, that's because that creative is the most unaware top-of-funnel creative that you have. And that creative is going to help to to bring people inside the funnel that then you will convert through the other creatives. Of course, there are some people that are already like a solution aware or product aware stage that will be targeted through different ads that you still have inside the ad set. And you need to consider that the scalability is going to be different. And so make sure that you're creating different ads for different user awareness stages if you want to scale. I made a lot of these videos about this already, so you must check them out as well. And yeah, that's basically it for this video, guys. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to reply to everyone as usual. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.